Do university students' hobbies transfer into their career? Table of contents. 1. Aims and significance. 2. Original data. 3. Results. 4. Reflection. Aims and significance. Almost everyone has an activity that they undertake in their spare time, whether it's sitting at home with some art supplies creating masterpieces or hitting the ski course. Most people have a hobby they enjoy in their downtime. I have chosen to undertake a study project to determine whether or not the activities and hobbies that university students partake in during their spare time influences their choice of degree. The idea struck me when I was pondering about my own thoughts when choosing my degree and career path. I loved editing videos in my spare time. I've been doing so since I owned my first iPod Touch when I was 13, playing around with transitions and special effects, so I figured I would make a career out of something I loved. I aimed to discover if this was a common occurrence when university students pick their degrees or whether there are multiple factors that go into the decision. People easily open up about topics that they enjoy, so I predicted that I would get good amounts of information from participants. Changes from my original pitch. I originally planned to do 2 kinds of questionnaires, one online which would be accessible to participants up until the 31st of May, as well as a scheduled Zoom group interview which would be consensually recorded. I ended up just sticking with the online survey due to time restraints and satisfaction with the number of responses I received as well as the variety in answers. I had all the data I needed, so there was no need to do the extra interviews and the planning required to do so. Research before commencing. I discovered in my post-survey research that career paths can evolve and change from the influence of others and our own experiences in life. This was highlighted in a reading about alumnus Nicholas Nestorak XI, who discovered his career as a professional opera singer when he entered college. However, he didn't initially go in with this plan. He intended to graduate with a double major in chemistry and cello performance, but this plan was dramatically changed after one of his teachers approached him, stating, "Hey, we don't think you have a successful career with the cello. You might look into going to graduate school for singing." This challenged my original hypothesis, showing that other factors besides our interests also play a big part in our choices. This then changed how I went about my survey, including extra questions about external factors. I received 16 total responses for my online survey, which was conducted with Google Forms. The form was launched on the 22nd of May 2023, and the responses for this form were cut off on the 31st of May 2023. All participants had to agree to a consent form before proceeding and were given instructions on how to remove their consent or change answers if needed. Participants could not continue without acknowledging that they agreed to the survey terms to ensure ethical questionnaire conduct. Each participant was required to make a confidential username that was non-identifiable. Original data. Interestingly, 15 out of 16 participants, 93.75%, believed that they gained new skills from their hobbies. This included individuals who participate in activities that society will usually frame as a time waster, including gaming and item collection. Only 1 out of 16, 6.25%, of participants selected unsure, with the participant listing reading as their hobby. The main question, which directly asked the participants their thoughts on how their hobbies influence their degree, shows that most individuals believe that their hobbies somewhat contribute to their career choices. Although the results are skewed more towards the agreeing side of the scale, I am surprised to find a quarter of participants don't believe their hobbies influenced their decision or barely influenced their decision. When I gave participants the opportunity to write out specifically what influenced their degree choices, here were the results, with 3 participants skipping or writing not applicable. The most surprising finding I found was the number of varied factors participants expressed when it came to choosing their degree. I went into this project having a bias towards my own experiences. I chose a degree that I loved with no other factors being at play. This skewed my predictions for the project when producing my hypothesis for this study, believing that hobbies played some kind of part in the choice like mine did. My research, however, shows that the results are incredibly varied from person to person, with their hobbies having some degree of relevancy with individuals' career paths, but other factors make a big difference. High school teachers, family, flexibility, friends, and money were other big motivators for university students when it came to choosing their degree. Limitations. My study was restricted to only fellow BCM212 UOW students. Those who take this subject are usually very creative and aren't as analytically focused compared to other subjects. When I asked my participants what degree they were studying, every response at least had Bachelor of Communications and Media as part of their answer, due to this being a core subject for this degree. This means I was unable to explore outside of this social circle, which may skew results compared to other degrees. Being able to branch out would avoid this in the future. Participants were able to think on their answers when it comes to an online survey, meaning they're more calculated compared to on the spot. By not having a Zoom/in-person interview, participants were able to look over their answers multiple times before submitting, compared to giving their thoughts immediately. This makes their answers less genuine, so next time I will plan my time better and be able to organise an interview.